Hello readers and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. I recently watched a video on Bill Gates' channel that he posted himself. It was about 5 books that he read in 2021 and he wants us to read them. He says, I have found myself drawn lately to the kinds of books that he would have enjoyed as a kid. His holiday reading list of this year includes 2 terrific science fiction stories, a pair of non-fiction books about cutting-edge science, and a novel that made him look at one of history's most famous figures. So let's start today's video. If you are new here, let me tell you, all of my subscribers are bookworm and readers, and if you are too and you like to talk about books, then you should consider to subscribe to my channel. So let's start with the first book. The first book is 1,000 Brains by Jeff Hawkins. Few subjects have captured the imagination of science fiction writers like artificial intelligence. If you are interested in knowing more about what it might take to create a true AI, this book offers fascinating theory. Hawkins may be best known as the coordinator of Palm Pilot, but he has spent decades thinking about the connection between neuroscience and machine learning. And there is no better introduction to his thinking than this book. The second book is The Codebreaker by Isaacson. He claims that the modern world has been shaped by 3 great technological revolutions based on 3 fundamental kernels of human existence: the atom, the bit, and the gene. The best-selling biographer decided it was time to turn to DNA after exploring the physics revolution through Einstein's eyes and the digital revolution through Apple's supreme leader, Steve Jobs. It's no surprise then that he chose Jennifer Doudna, the co-discoverer of CRISPR gene editing technology, to tell the story of how humans took control of their own evolutionary fate. This book is Isaacson's latest book that followed Doudna from the childhood, spent trekking through the wilds of Hawaii, to her groundbreaking work harnessing a bacterial defense system to rewrite the code of life, and the enduring bitter patent to finally winning the Nobel Prize. The third book is The Klara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. It's his first novel since winning the Nobel Prize in Literature. It tells a story of a Klara, an artificial friend with exceptional observation abilities, who, from her stool in the store, carefully observes the behavior of those who come in the shop and who passes by the road outside. She is still hopeful that a customer will choose her in the near future. Klara and the Sun is a thrilling novel that takes reader on a journey through our changing world through the eyes of an unforgettable narrator and explore the fundamental question of what it means to love. The Nobel Committee described this book as a novel of great emotional force and said he had uncovered the abyss beneath our illusory sense of connection with the world in its award citation in 2017. If you read this book and if you like this book, then I would like to suggest you a movie that is similar to this book, and that is Her. Her is a movie set in the not too distant future. Theodore is an emotionally suffocated and a lonely man. He is getting divorced and appears to be a very lonely man, despite the fact that he is living in a very big city. One day he decided to upgrade to the new hyper-intelligent operating system with real personality. Samantha, the computer OS, is so much like a person in so many ways that it quickly becomes all important to Theodore and eventually his girlfriend. It will take a long time to figure out where all of this is going, but it will be worth it. The fourth book is Hamnet by Maggie. If you like Shakespeare, then you will enjoy this moving novel about how his personal life incident may have influenced one of his most famous plays. Ophel's story is based on the 2 facts about Shakespeare that we know are true. Shakespeare's son Hamnet died at the age of 11, and after a few years, he wrote a tragic play, Hamlet. Bill Gates said that he especially enjoyed reading about the life of Shakespeare, Annie, who is depicted here as a near supernatural figure. Bill Gates wrote in his recent article that when he was a kid, he was obsessed with science fiction. He would spend countless hours discussing Isaac Asimov's original Foundation trilogy. He has read every book by Edgar Rice and Robert Heinlein. There was something so thrilling to him about these stories that pushed the limits of what was possible. As he got older, he started reading a lot more non-fiction. He was still interested in books that explored the implications of innovations, but it felt more important to learn something about our real world along the way. Lately, though, he has found himself drawn back to the kinds of books he would have loved as a kid. The fifth book is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. A former software engineer turned author is back with a new book about space exploration. Project Hail Mary, the new novel by the author of The Martian, was released in May 2021 and is already international bestseller. Project Hail Mary tells the story of Ryland Grace, a junior high school teacher who has turned astronaut, who is a sole survivor of his space mission. Chris only remembers that he has been asleep for a long time and that he was hundreds of miles away from his home. Thanks to the deaths of 2 members of his crew and a hazy memory, Grace is alone in the space and he faces an impossible task, recalling his past and determining his mission to save not only himself but the entire human race from extinction on Earth. This is a story about survival, friendship and discovery. The author takes his readers on a joyful interstellar voyage with interesting plot twists that will hook them until the end with Project Hail Mary. This book would appeal to the fans of the famous book The Martian and the science fiction genre. So these were the books that Bill Gates read in this year and he suggested us to read. We all know Bill Gates, the software magnate. He is one of the well-known people in the world, but public barely know him. For decades, Bill Gates has been a household name for 2 reasons. He was the face of Microsoft during a period when the company's product became ubiquitous. And the second is, he is extremely wealthy. Despite this, he has never been a type of celebrity whose private life and political views are widely publicized in tabloids and on social media. And unlike the late Steve Jobs, Gates is rarely discussed in terms of enigmatic aura. I recently watched Inside Bill's Brain, a 3-part Netflix documentary by David Guggenheim. The opacity of the subject is addressed by Bill Gates. What makes one of the richest person on the world tick? What was it that shaped him? How did he come to have such a complete control over a fiercely competitive industry that the US government sued Microsoft for antitrust violence? So guys, that is it for today's video. I will keep uploading new videos regularly, or at least I will try to do it. I have been not uploading any regular videos recently because to film one regular video, to edit it and to manually type subtitles for it, it takes one long day. And because of that, I was not able to read more. So I decided that I will take a break from uploading videos and do some live streams where I will be reading. And in this gap, I will read as much as I can. After that, I will be able to provide more videos with more book suggestions and reviews. Currently, while doing live streams, I am reading A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth, and it's 1500 pages long. And I'm sure I will come up with a video about this book, and there is a series that is based on this same book. We will discuss them in deeply. Now I will end this video here, and I would appreciate if you support me by just subscribing to my channel. After a long time. Goodbye.